for improved literacy in our community. You know, one of the things, and I'll say this before we go to the break, you know, I hear people come up to me as the city manager, which a lot of times people don't really understand economic development and how it takes to get jobs here. And, you know, I keep hearing we need a Publix here every day, all the time, our nice white cloth restaurant or whatever. But those folks know your data. They know all your statistical information. They know all your demographics. They know about your workforce. They know all that. And one of the crucial things is I don't sometimes think that our citizens understand how important it is to grow your community educational wise, and have those basic skills and have those types of skill sets that can demand those types of rates of pay. I know, you know, just like my kids, you know, they think when they got out of high school or they get out of college, they should be making X amount of dollars. But in the real world, that's not always the case, because there are probably some other communities that are demanding a higher level skill sets and can dictate those types of dollars. So it is incumbent upon us to try to do the best we can as a community, as Coffee County, to improve our literacy, improve our basic skills, not just for the jobs that we currently have, but also the prospects of other jobs in the future. And the next generation is hopefully going to be the beneficiary, but we can already start doing some things right now. But John is telling me we're going to have to take a break. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit about more literacy things. I didn't tell these ladies that, but one of the things I want to throw out while we take this break is about you know, other types of literacy, such as credit literacy and things of that, financial literacy and all that other stuff that we're going to hopefully tackle in the near future. But we'll talk about that after we come back from the break.
WDTV 13. Programming is sponsored by
Roscoe Allen Jr. and Gubus Modular Buildings in Osceola, Georgia. We proudly support local programming on WDTV 13. Storage Solutions, etc., locally owned and operated and located at 1010 Bowens Mill Road, Southeast in Douglas. Vickers Audio and Glass Tinting, supporting our local programming on WDTV 13. Crystal Sermons, LLC Legal Services, supporting your local programming, WDTV 13, with offices in Atlanta and Osceola, Georgia. Go Trojans! Boss Riders and Roscoe Allen Company. The Boss Riders, serving the Coffee County community for over 20 years.
There's a place where knowledge is gained and lasting friendships are made, where there's a home away from home and support is always there, where the competition is friendly and hawks take flight. There's a place where all that matters is you. South Georgia State College.
We're back with more Douglas on My Mind, and once again I have Miss Allison Dotson with me and Miss Andrea Taylor. They're with our Certified Literacy Community Program here in Coffee County. You do have a committee that's working on literacy here in Coffee County, and we're active and we're moving and we're doing some things that hopefully going to benefit this community overall. We were talking about some other focus of literacy. I know we talk about educational literacy, but there's also some other issues of literacy that we need to focus on. So talk a little bit about that.
And one of the bigger things with that is we know that we have a lot of people who are diabetics. We have a lot of people with high blood pressure. We have a lot of people with just simple colds and stuff. The health aspect of that, with us not knowing how to take prescription medicine, we need to be a little more, emphasize that a little more. So we're going to really work toward trying to make sure our elder people, and young people too, not just elderly, middle-aged, don't be afraid of asking questions about things.
Right.
Simple headaches sometimes could lead to something else, and we got to be a little more knowledgeable in the health area. That's one of our biggest focus that we really need to work on, along with us understanding also you're getting out into the community and you want to take a trip someplace. We're afraid, you know, reading map, reading your GPS and everything. We got to understand how to travel, because we are doing a little bit more of that simply because rural areas, people are living in rural areas, and I'm looking at us in coffee. If you are living out into a rural area and you're trying to make it into the city, you got to know which way to turn, you got to know how to read it. So we're working on the transportation aspect of map reading skills and your health skills. So the reading does kick in, but understanding those points are going to be very important. And being just anything in literacy is just not one thing. And some people just want to learn to start all over just reading novels, you know, just getting into things, because television is there, but it's not stuff like it used to be when I grew up. You know, it's a little bit different. Yes, I am a little bit older, but we want to be able to know that we cannot feel intimidated.
Right.
And we don't want the work people that are coming in to bring all this new stuff in. We don't want them labeling us saying, oh, they're not educated in the health aspect. Yes, we have a hospital here, and we want to be able to carry those people over to the hospital and understand things. So, and it's just a whole lot of areas that I would like to see us cover in it. So like I say, we want to emphasize the health as well as working with the transportation aspect of it.
Right. And one of the things to that end, I always tell our employees with the city, and just any employees and our citizens or church members or whoever I come across, as you are a consumer, one of the most critical things that you need to do is learn to be a very insightful consumer.
That's right.
For your health, for your well-being, for your financial understanding. You know, people can't take advantage of you have knowledge about what you are dealing with in regards to transactions. So, and a lot of times people really sometimes don't understand certain basic information that is so critical for them to live a very good, productive quality of life. And as we are in the city, one of the things that is a challenge, and a lot of times we have a lot of resources for people to tap into, but they just don't expose themselves to it because of their inability to understand. And that goes back to that literacy, whether it's financial, whether it's educational, whether it's health, or whatever arena. And so, you know, y'all touch so many facets of people's lives, they don't really realize it, and we can help them.
Let me throw in one more thing, because I know with the census, a lot of people are afraid to answer their door and return that packet that come in. They don't realize that that helps the community when they answer those questions honest and to the best of their knowledge. Once again, that's not understanding. So we can get them to understand the need of being able to tell the federal government or whatever is asked of them. It helps our community, you know, and it brings in more money and resources to us. If it's 5 people living in your house, tell them it's 5. Don't say 2. You know, so, but that's because if you're not educated, you don't know what to say. You think they're trying to hurt you. So, and those who can't count money, you want to really work hard. If you go to the grocery store, you might know a dollar value, but you don't know your change. Don't let people get over on you. You know, just work. Say, I just can't do it. And this is something that we can do in adult ed.
So it is more than just the educational piece. It has a lot of other very beneficial impacts in regards to your overall quality of life. And the more you know, the more you can understand. The better you can understand, the better you can be a productive and better consumer. You know, that I always tell people, like my kids, you know, make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. That's critical. So, but we're going to switch gears now, because this is one of the most critical things. And Andrea kind of talked about what they're doing with the Boys and Girls Club. Definitely a great thing that's opening up. But with the Certified Literacy Program, we went from, I believe it was $95 for the GED testing to $160 now. So that was like, what, 2 years ago or a year ago? I
just started last year.
So one of the critical things, the state of Georgia, through the Adult Literacy Program, will pay for you to take the classes. But right now, as it is, we don't pay for the GED testing.
Of course.
So that is one of the critical things. So what has had to happen is that the CLCP also has the fundraising activities that we've been working on. Andrea obviously has been very critical helping with some of this initiative for the last 2 or 3 years. So you want to talk a little bit about the previous fundraiser and maybe the one that's upcoming in the future?
Sure. For the past 2 years, we've had a spelling bee that's been out at the middle school, and it was tremendously successful both years. We've raised about $5,000 for GED testing, and you know that's one of the most important factors. When people get ready to take that test, we definitely want to make sure there's the money there for them to be able to take it. So that's what these events are doing, is raising money for those GED scholarships. And the spelling bees were, if you did attend, they were extremely funny events. Terrell was a major part of that.
I played a role of a fool really well.
His police officer's uniform.
Yeah.
And but the event that we're going to have this year is a little bit different. It's a trivia night, and so it'll be very similar to the spelling bee, but instead of spelling words, which so many people have issues with, we asked people to participate, and everybody would say, "Oh no, I can't spell.
Yeah.
So usually each team would have probably one good speller with 2 backup folks. But
Andrea was a good speller.
I didn't win.
Of course, Alabama fan.
Oh, there we go. Roll Tide, right?
Roll Tide.
Okay.
I have to say, I learned everything, all the basic skills in Coffee County schools.
Well, that's
so
good.
that's a good tribute to Coffee County. But the team entries, it's going to be actually on November 13th, and thanks so much to the City of Douglas Mayor and Commission. They approved for us to be able to use the Martin Center in downtown Douglas, so that I think that'll be an excellent venue for all the community to come out and support this event. And we're asking teams of 3 people to come together. And a lot of our businesses, industries, schools have been great about supporting this event, the spelling bee in the past, and I know that they will for the trivia night too, because the chamber used to host a trivia night out at Rockin' Sports Pub, and it was tremendously successful.
But I didn't win there either.
We had a lot of teachers who came, and the teachers absolutely loved it. So I hope that they'll support this event as well. But we're asking teams of 3 to represent your company, your organization, your group, whomever, and that team would select a team name, a theme, just as they did with the spelling bee, and come up with costumes and a fight song, of course, and to also recruit cheerleaders, because the team entries are $250 each, just as it was with the spelling bee. And then another crucial part of fundraising will be getting a crowd there to watch. And it is definitely a fun night. If it's anything like the spelling bee, it is great entertainment. So it'll be 6:30 on November 13th, and if you're not part of a team, we hope that you'll come out, support the event, and get ready for a lot of laughs. Of course, there's going to be prizes for the teams that are the winning teams, the team with the best costume, the team with the loudest cheerleading section, and you'll be testing your knowledge in areas, just like with Trivial Pursuit. They have different areas like history, arts and entertainment, sciences, and of course one of the most successful rounds that we always had at the Chamber Trivia Night was Name That Tune, where we have we play we have a few seconds of a song, and you have to name the name of the song and the artist. So I think it'll be definitely a fun event, and I hope that the community will support it to help raise money for these GED scholarships.
And I think the fundraising initiative is called Coffee Perks for Literacy.
That's right.
Is that right? So came up with a great little name there, and hope that everybody will come out and support. We're trying to, I guess I can throw out the goal. We're trying to raise $7,500, and Alice, they structure the thing with the GED testing, so that kind of be a grant or a scholarship for those individuals who are at the point where they can take their GED test, and if they're prepared, this will not give them a barrier to take it as far as that.
Can I say one thing on that? Because as far as the scholarship is concerned, you can practice and learn wherever you want, but to keep from, and I hate to use the word wasting the 160, we make sure when you come into the school, you do a little 12 hours of practice. Once the teachers see that you have gone someplace and learned everything you needed to learn, they give you a pre-test. See whether you're ready. And if you're ready, then we give them that 160. Boom, that's it.
Right.
Now, individuals who feel that they just want to go on up and take the test, you can go up on your own and take your test, pay you 160, don't practice or anything. But